We were traveling across southern Africa from the East Cape right across to wine country, and we came across this place called Montagu. Never been there. We stopped there for lunch and we found this Joubert house. We're only there for about half an hour. I took this photograph and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a go in watercolor when I get home. And I used it for a recent demo, and I'd like to share that with you right now. I started off by doing the pencil drawing. I'm using a 4B pencil. I always use 4B, nothing harder, nothing softer. 4B suits me. I'm working on a Saunders Waterford High White rough paper, a quarter sheet. As you can see, I'm ticking in some of the detail. It's quite a complex little scene. I need to get my vanishing points and I need to get the structure looking about right. So I'm taking a little bit more time than normal. But at the same time, I'm not trying to do too much in a drawing because I want to save the drawing for drawing with the brush. And I always say that. It's really important. That's where you get your freedom. But anyway, we're just about there. I'm now going into my first light wash. I teach the 3 phases of watercolor, the 3 important phases. And if you can do this, you're well on the way to success. The first light wash are really the base colors. They're the sky, the land, the water, and the color temperatures. I'm using a nice cool cerulean in the sky. I'm using a warm raw sienna for the earth. If I use water, I would continue to reflect the cerulean in the water if I was doing that, because that's what happens in real life. I'm now looking at that roof. I think that roof's quite an important part of the painting, using a little bit of umber there with a little touch of red. Now I've mixed up my olive green and I'm ticking in little bits of foliage here and there. Again, this first phase is fairly looks a bit boring and a bit childish, doesn't it? But it's really important. All the good bits come towards the end. I'm using a nice pointed Rosemary & Co. sable now, and I'm ticking in those super dark accents, those doors. Not much detail on them. You don't want to put in door handles and things like that. Don't go there. Keep your painting, keep your watercolors very, very simple. Don't get bogged down into detail. That's what spoils a watercolor. That's where people go wrong when they're painting watercolor. They try and do too much. Just try and paint what is important. And one of the things that's really important is value. The darks against the lights. You can see how dark these trees are. These wonderful trees pushing up into the sky. Putting in more much darker values now, and looking at bits and bobs. That bit of that palm there with a bit of dry brush, bit of broken dry brush as I pulled down on that, which is great. Now we're coming up to the bit I really wanted to talk about in this demo, which is all about the shadow wash. And what I've done, I've mixed up some French ultramarine with a little bit of burnt sienna, and I've got this wonderful neutral grey, a fantastic grey. Looks really nice and graphic, especially against those browns that I've used, those dark. You can see they've lightened up a little bit now. I was using a really strong colour of sepia. Sepia is a really favourite colour of mine. I love it. And you can see that the shadows give perspective. They make the painting stand out. I thought what was really important on the pinch points on the actual roof itself, a bit of that roof shape on the facade was really important. Now just right towards the end, just finishing off some of the little bit of calligraphy here and there, a few wires, a bit of a post, and just finishing off. Well, there we are. Voila, it's done. Hope you got something out of this. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Join me on my Wednesday Zoom demo and come along on my painting retreats. All information can be found on my website, which is frankwatercolors.com.